Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to your final Sunday Fun Day Warrior of Thunder Esports League. It's the Warrior Logistics Pro Late Models, live from the dirt track at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. Qualifying underway as you see them going on there. Of course, Warrior Logistics, the title sponsor of the World of Thunder Esports League late models here tonight. And remember, they're a veteran-owned and operated Warrior Logistics, a well-established and rapidly growing FedEx ground contractor, is now hiring full-time Class A CDL team drivers. During difficult economic times, we've kept delivering and working hard for those who depend on us. We're looking for professional, hardworking, and reliable drivers like you to join our team. If this sounds like you, check them out, Warrior Logistics. Wheeler, here's where it gets good. 100% drop and hook runs. Brand new 2020 Freightliner. Casiana sleepers, including refrigerator, inverter, CB radio, XM radio, and flat panel TVs. Terminal. You never touch, you never unload, you never load the trucks. A lot of great stuff. Sign-on bonuses, paid vacation, annual salary bonuses, 401k. And man, they'll take care of you. And wait, Brett Wheeler, you want to go team driving? It'd be team drivers, team announcers.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. A bit hard for me. Bit hard for me to get into a truck, but hey, I'll give it a go.
I mean, hey, all you got to do is sit in the passenger seat.
Yeah,
I'll drive you ride. All right. Jerry Van Sickle, myself, and Brett Wheeler here with us tonight. The Warrior Logistics and Pro Late Models, and qualifying is up, and it looks like Randall Carter going to be quick time. Cole Cabry, Tyler Duchesne, Blake Majulis, Brandon Bolton, your top 5. Chase Hardy, 6. Wheeler, how many heat races we got tonight?
7 heat races on the program.
Wow. So the top 7, you see James Crager going to be there. Let's take a look at your first Warrior Logistics Pro Late Model heat races. Will be Randall Carter, 31 on the pole, and his outside, Hagen Sorensen, the 45.
Nick Baum in the 99 roll off out of position number 3 on his outside. Position number 4, that is car number 4 of Huey Quillen.
Row number 3 will be Sheldon Coslow in the 56 and Barbara Rigsby in the 1.
Bobby Hunt will roll off out of position number 7. JD Baker driving the 127. He'll start 8 with Dylan Gibbs scheduled to roll off out of position number 9. And Jerry, top 3 from the 7 heat races. They'll go straight through to the main event, and basically 1/3 of the heat races, they'll make the show automatically. Everybody else gets put to the alphabet soup, a D, a C, and a B main.
So we will bring cars through the alphabet, and of course probably out of the B, the top 3 to make our 24-car starting field later this evening. Great shot of the racetrack. Pace truck on the speedway. Randall Carter and Hagen Sorensen going to be your front row. Of course, we've had three big shows already. Of course, Blake Majulis just picked up the supers. He picked up the modifieds, and now we'll see who's going to pick up the pros here on our nightcap.
Yeah, well, earlier on,
just one more, Wheeler.
Yeah, earlier on in the night, it was Davin Carbell who picked up the DirtFan.com fixed pro late model as well. So 2 different winners, and I've picked all 3 winners. Let's play a quick game. Let's find out who finishes third. Who do you pick to finish third?
I don't know who's going to finish third. I'm going Huey Quinlan on this one. We'll see what happens. Green flag comes out. It is up. It's out. Randall Carter, Hagen Sorensen, Nick Baum working 1, 2, and 3. Quinlan, 1 out of a transfer. Down the back straightaway. Carter, your race leader. Sorensen going to go right to the top of the racetrack. They will go single file. But look at this off the bottom. Here comes Huey Quinlan. Quinlan with a big slide move.
Yeah, Quillen in the 4 machine. Now cops a slaughter from Baum in the 0-2 machine. Scored as the 99, but has the 0-2 machine on that wrap on the top side of the racetrack into turn number 3. Meanwhile, Sorensen trying to catch up to your race leader. Quillen throws a slide job on Nick Baum. Your race to the front straightaway between Baum and Quillen. And the trading slide jobs continue to go early on here in heat race number 1.
This is for a starting spot in the A or a good starting spot in a D or the B main later this evening. Right there, Quinlan trying to hold on as he's got Nick Baum down to the inside. Baum's going to bring it across. Now Quinlan's going to turn, stick the nose to the bottom side, and he will run 2 car lengths on him down into turn number 3. It is Quinlan still there to the number 3 spot. Then it's Baum back to 4th as they work him down this time with 3 to go.
3 to go. The 37 there, Randall Carter out in front for Team Victory Lane Racing. Then you go back, a bit of a gap back to Hagen Sorensen in that number 45 machine. Again, a former World of Thunder Esports Pro Late Model Champion finds himself sitting back there in second spot. They come into turn number 1 and 2. You're looking at about 2.5 to go down the back straight. Quillen and Nick Baum still having a nice little battle for third and fourth into turn number 3.
Baum running right there in the number 3 and final transfer spot. White flag flutters out of the starter stand. Next time, we've got 2 to go. Lap and a half down the back straightaway. Quinlan comfortably in that number 3 and final transfer spot. There you see it. That's what it looks like to run fourth behind him. Nick Baum right there on the old right side romance cam, working him down into turn number 1 and 2. White flag has been waved to the speedway. Down the back straightaway, Randall Carter, the 31, your race leader. He's going to go punch ticket off of turn number 4. It's Carter Sorensen. I told you, look at that good pick. Huey Quinlan, your third and final transfer car, Wheeler.
All right, top 3, Carter, Sorensen, and Quillen. We'll see if there's any post-race penalties. It didn't look like anything happened between Carter, Sorensen, and Quillen. That's the way they will finish 1, 2, and 3. Baum, Baker, Hans, Gibbs, Rigsby, and Coslow. Everybody else fourth through to position number 9 will get seated into a B, a C, and a D. Heat race number 2. Let's take a look at how they line up here, Jerry.
It'll be Cole Cabaret. They're in the 71. On the pole to his outside, Ethan Toder in the Newton Cattle Farms, number 23.
In caliber 41 in the D1RT entry out of position number 3. The Elmo Performance entry, that's Matthew Logan. He'll line up alongside the Mid-South Dirt Slingers. Caliber 22 of Brennan Weeks out of position number 4.
Going to row number 3, left-hand side, Joshua Hessen. The 118 on the right side, Dalton DeZario in the 097.
Corey Austin, the 92 for Mid-South Dirt Slingers. He'll start position number 7. Jeffrey Herrick in car 49 will start position at number 8. And Travis Gardner will line up shotgun at the back of another 9-car field. And I believe our next 5 heat races after this one are going to be about 8 cars. So again, we had 60 or 61 drivers signed into the pit area for tonight. And I believe at least 59 of those drivers actually completed a qualifying lap. So again, a big number to wrap up the nightcap here of the World of Thunder Esports League with the Warrior Logistics Pro Late Models. Open setups here, Jerry.
Yes it is, and we will see them sling these things. Of course, like we said, we've seen 3 races already here tonight on the World of Thunder Esports League. We saw the Pro Late models already, the fixed. Then we've seen the modifieds, the supers, and now the nightcap, the pros, and a good field of them. 60 plus checked in. Ethan Toder on the outside. Cole Cabaret to the bottom. The green comes out. We'll race him on down the front straightaway. Top 3 moving on in. Look at this. Toder going to go to the top side. That 55 down to the bottom side, which is a 27 on your scorecard. Matthew Logan tickled the tires down there in the bottom of turn number 3 and 4. Now look at this. We'll race him, fan him out 2 rows, 3 wide down the front straightaway.
Yeah, Toder looking for the race lead down into turn number 1 and 2. He'll throw the slide up, complete the move there on Cole Cabaret. Cabaret back to the inside, but again, Toder's got that number 23 for Newton Cattle Farms Racing, working in the middle of the racetrack now into turn number 3 and 4. He'll look to have the lead off turn number 4, give it to him by about a front bumper as Brennan Weeks now moves into position 3, got by Matthew Logan. Joshua Hessen now in the 118 machine, trying to get by Matt Logan in the 55 as he'll look to throw the slide job and pulls the car up. And here comes Logan back to the outside, back to position number 4.
Down into turn number 1 and 2 is still Toder. Cabaret working the 2 spot. Not for long, though. Cabaret coming to the inside. He's got a big run in that 71. Care Bears and all. Working it off of turn number 4. Cabaret on out front. Then it is Ethan Toder. Brennan Weeks, that's your top 3. You need to be there if you're going to the A tonight. We'll watch them off of 2 down the back straightaway. They'll stuck right to the top of the racetrack once again down there in turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, Cabaret continuing to lead in the number 71 machine. And then you go back to Toder. Weeks running second and third. Weeks now closed in on Ethan Toder down into turn number 1 and 2. But man, Toder got the drive on the out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Weeks goes a little higher. He goes about a lane higher than what Ethan Toder is right now as we come to Popsicle Sticks around 2 to run.
Off a 2 down the back straightaway, lap and a half. Cole Cabre, your race leader, the 71, Ethan Toder, and then you see the 22. That is Brennan Weeks. Weeks right back there, racing off of turn 4. White flag in the hand of your starter, waving to the field. It'll be Cole Cabre still out front, working. Final 2 left-handers coming at you, and he's going to bring that machine. Have a great starting spot for tonight's A main. Off of 4 we go. Cabre, Toder, Weeks, 1, 2, and 3.
Well done to Cabre. Good drive there from Ethan Toder. Certainly put it to Cole Cabre in that heat race there, as heat race number 2 is complete. We'll take a look at those official results again, just barring any post-race penalties for the top 3. Unchanged, Cabre, Toder, and Weeks all going to the 40-lap main event tonight. Everybody else again seated into preliminary action, heat race number 3. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
Going off in position number 1, it is Tyler DeShrame. They're in the 025, and Colton Malone in the 42.
Bryson Daffin in caliber 18, he'll start position number 3. Preston Rigsby in the Need Speed Motorsports number 195 will start, he's outside position number 4.
Tyler Berry in the 500 sits row number 3 to the inside. To the outside, that's Bill Miller in the 34.
Alex Robinson had the mic in his hands earlier on tonight. He takes the mic from his hands and he puts the race suit on. He'll start position number 7. Caleb Ramsey will line up to his outside, and then you go back to Tyler Lapointe in the Goon Squad Racing. He'll start shotgun. Again, another 9 cars in heat race number 3. How far do you think Junior Robinson can get up there?
Well, you know, we had a chance. I was walking the pits earlier and talking to Junior back there, and he said Dad's been giving him a little help. Been working with him here. He said Dad had a busy weekend with some 4-cylinder stuff, but they're gonna go pro late modeling tonight. So I think we're gonna see Alex with a good D-main starting spot. Yep. I got faith in him.
I also hear a whisper that Junior had some advice from his dad about how he should speak on the mic and whatnot. So he done a lot. He does a phenomenal job in the dirtfan.com fixed pro late models, and also the Grace Productions UMP modifieds, and that's nice to see, father and son doing what they love doing.
Yes, it is. Team effort, families, traditions continue as we go to the green flag down into turn number 1 and 2. It'll be Tyler DeShrame out there, your race leader, the 77 on the car, the 25. Now here comes Bryce Daffrin. Bryce Daffrin, he's looking for a sponsor. Rumor has it somebody's face is going on the back of the 18 car, but look at this. They'd all be staring at it. That battle for 4, 5, 6, and 7. Remember, Colt Malone sitting 3rd. 4th right now is Bill Miller. Here comes Tyler Berry, Caleb Ramsey. They will work side by side.
Yeah, Berry running the 500 machine on the inside down into turn number 1 and 2. Ramsey in the 13. He works up right near the concrete wall through turn number 1 and 2. Good side-by-side battle for 5th and 6th. And again, this is for a B main and a C main starting position. So this position right now is just as important as the positions up towards the front of the field. Tyler Ducharme leads in the 25. Bryson Daffin, the 18 on the left-hand side of your screen. He'll ride in 2nd. Colton Malone in caliber 0 scored us the 42. He runs back there in the 3rd and final transfer spot. And even now, Jerry, if Colton Malone happens to finish 3rd, he's still going to start about 17th in the main event later on tonight.
Yeah, drawing these qualifying in these later heat races, you gotta finish in you gotta finish first if you want to get up in them first 7 row or the first 7 starting spots, because they go first. Seconds come on in behind, and thirds get what's left in the A main, as we'll transfer 21 cars out of our 7 heat races here on our Warrior Logistics qualifying events. Down the front straightaway, it is still Bryson Daffrin. Daffrin right there working the 18 car around the cush. These guys have got it locked up on the lip right now as the bottom of the racetrack. It's there. We saw it in the supers. You know it's going to come around to the pros, but right now everybody following tire tracks around the top.
Yeah, Ducharme has just got a couple more turns to go as he makes his way down the back straightaway. Car number 77 into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat race number 3. The checkered flag coming out for Tyler Ducharme. Second to go to Bryson Daffin. Colton Malone unofficially home in 3rd spot. And I think everybody so far played nice there in heat race number 3. And unfortunately for Junior, well, he's going to the back of a D main. Let's just confirm those heat race number 3 results for you right now. Ducharme, Daffin, and Malone. And there was a penalty there for Preston Rigsby in the number 195 machine. So, Junior, well, he finished ahead of somebody.
What a deal. Great job. So let's take a look here. Heat race number 4 ready to come onto the racetrack. It'll be Blake Majulis going for trying to get a turkey, trying to get a hat trick. Well, he's going for 3 in a row. Can he do it? Blake Majulis there, and to his outside, picked up an IMCA modified feature win last night at the Antioch Speedway in Antioch, California. The 29 of Jerry Flippo out of Bakersfield, California.
Ryan Flatten, the 15, the podium earlier on tonight. He'll start position number 3. And the Rocket Racing Setups, car number 33, Richard Murtaugh Jr. He'll roll off out of the 4 starting position.
Going to run number 3 to the inside, it's Todd Hook, the 43, and the 2 is Kenneth D. Payne in the deuce.
Rolling off out of position number 7 in the $1 Million Motorsports, and a very big happy birthday to the Queen of Dirt, Jennifer Hans. She'll start inside of row number 4, and to her outside, David Moore will line up out of position number 8. And Scott Norm in the 57. He'll start position number 9.
Wheeler, are you ready?
I'm not singing happy birthday, but you can.
Oh, come on!
Is that where you were going with that one?
Yeah, I was going to do my best. I mean, I usually do it for everybody of importance. So I do my best Marilyn Monroe impersonation of the happy birthday. So if it gets too long, it's okay, but it goes a little something like this. Ready for it, Wheeler?
I'm
Are
waiting.
you ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear First Lady of Dirt Racing, Jennifer Hans. Happy birthday to you. Green flag's out. Blake Majulis going to lead the field off a 2 and down the back straightaway, but here comes Jerry Flippo on a hunt in the 13 car.
Yeah, work on the outside of the racetrack. Started outside the front row of Blake Majulis. And just so there's no confusion, I've already picked Blake Majulis for the main event victory to look to go 3 in a row on the night. Ryan Flatten, Richard Murtaugh. Now Murtaugh sitting outside of a transfer position. And you go back to the Todd father of Todd Hook in that number 23 machine, sitting back there in 5th position right now. The battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and Jennifer Hans nearly going to make it a 3-4 car battle as here comes Hook now. He looked to the inside on Richard Murtaugh.
They'll work him on down off a turn number 3 and 4. Jennifer Hans looking out of the inside of Hook, working down there back there deep in the field. They will go train track formation onto the back straightaway. Down there, that is the 15 machine. Ryan Flatten, he is 3rd, but here comes with a drive job. That wasn't a slide job. That was a drive job. Tail tap says, hey, that ain't how we do it. That was Richard Murtaugh. Murtaugh going to work it on back there, but that's going to open the door as Flatten. They're going to go back to the number 3 spot and put Hook there momentarily. Hook going to try it one more time as they hustle down the front straightaway.
And again, right now, you see the battle right now between Flatten and Hook. It's still Ryan Flatten holding on to the final transfer position. Meanwhile, Blake Majulis. Here comes Jerry Flippo. Majulis catches the tyre down on the infield and unsettles the race car just a little bit, but with just 2 laps left to run. Jerry is coming on the top side. He's closing in on Blake Majulis. There's about half a second between the pair.
Can Flippo do it? But it's going to be Majulis down there tickling the tires around the grass on the bottom down there in turn number 3 and 4. They'll work them final time down and around. Now they'll go to the Crete down in turn number 1 and 2. Blake Majulis on out front, going to work it back down to the bottom side. Let her slide on in. Grab some gravity and velocity, then machine that thing to the wind. Majulis, Flippo, and Flatten, your top 3 qualifiers moving into the A main. We'll see how this one works down with our official rundown. Yep, it's Majulis, Flippo, Flatten, then it's Hook, Birthday Girl, Jennifer Hans, Payne, Moore, Norm, and Murtaugh. Had to call her quits with some damage on the 33 car. So we're now set for heat race number 5. What do we got, Wheeler?
Yeah, Brandon Bolton driving the 124. He'll start on pole position. He's outside from Nebraska. It's going to be Michael Blessing, position number 2.
Going to row number 2 to the inside, it's Dale Ward in the 55 and Dustin Lehman in the 04.
Tim Christensen, the 47. He'll roll off out of position number 5, and Michael Akzet will start position number 6.
I'll murder it, but it's Wesley Notley, or Notney, Gwaltney. There we go. Thanks, Wheeler. Wesley Gwaltney. They're in the 80, and from West Des Moines, Iowa, the 21 is Ben Nading. And Shotgun picking up a big indoor go-kart race. Win down in Mississippi. Had a good second place run in the Supers. That'll be Evan C. in the 33.
All right, Gwaltney and Nading didn't make the grid. So you turn a qualifying lap and then you don't make the heat race. Just makes no sense. Why even bother registering for the race?
It'd kind of be like coming in and talking about nothing. How did you like my birthday singing?
Absolutely.
How come you were afraid to sing?
Because I don't sing.
Well, neither do I, but I gave it my best shot.
Yeah, and you know what? You just sung for the both of us, so thank you.
Oh, I'm glad I could make you sound good.
Someone's got to.
Well, I mean, I sure hope that when you go do your announcing here, you're going out and doing congratulations on landing that gig with the going and doing the late models in the country racing, as you guys call it down there in Australia. I hope that maybe we can get some Facebook Live or get some live video of you calling that action, because I'd be very interested in watching some late model racing from Australia.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, we'll see what happens. But here we go, heat race number 5, Brandon Bolton. Well, he bolts off down into turn number 1 and 2. Dale Ward, the 55, sliding up, nearly catches the left side of the 124, Bolton. And now look at the nigger, 3 wide. Look at Evan C. working the inside of the racetrack. Michael Blessing in the one machine, right through the middle. They're going to go 4 wide out of turn number 4, Jerry.
Oh, doctor, they're on in this one. Evan C. down around the bottom. Oh, troubles. We got them stacked up. Everybody's going to keep her moving up on the top side. Meanwhile, Evan C., who started dead last in this one, has now worked his way into a transfer spot. Off of 4 down the front straightaway. It'll be Evan C. once again sliding back to the bottom of the racetrack. He's utilizing that moisture down there. He is now going to rock the haunches. He is looking to storm the castle. Going from worst to hopefully first is what he's got in his sight. Can he do it? Not enough gumption off the bottom that time.
Well, he's got 5 laps to make something happen to get by Brandon Bolton. Bolton gets a little tight there on the exit of turn number 2, and that gives Evan C. the race lead. And right now, if I'm Brandon Bolton, you wonder why Evan C. I didn't get a qualifying lap in, but still, from 0 to hero in the space of 4 completed laps around the virtual dirt track at Charlotte in the Warrior Logistics Pro Late Models Heat number 5. Ward and Christensen, these drivers are going to battle side by side for the final transfer positions.
Dale Ward going to rock the haunches up on the outside, rip the lip down the front straightaway. The 47 to Tim Christensen. Christensen trying to make the show. He'll try to slide it on up there. Not enough room down the back straightaway. The 55 machine at Dale Ward. Round the outside. Go round the outside. Now the slide job is left. The lane was open. 47 to Tim Christensen. Going to White Castle that machine to the top side. Here we come off the bottom from the tires to the top. Not going to be able to stick is Dale Ward. Ward's going to go back into the number 4 spot. Now here comes the 81 of Ashtek. Ashtek working down the inside. Who's it going to be? The white flag is waving. This battle for the 3rd and final transfer spot is a good one, Wheeler.
Oh, absolutely. It's an absolute bell ringer. Don't worry about the Tyson fight last night. Watch this battle for 3rd and 4th as we come off turn number 4. Evan C. from the last starting position gets the win. He got to the lead inside 4 laps, and he takes away victory here in heat race number 5. Brandon Bolton in 2nd, and Tim Christensen, he'll come home in that 3rd and final transfer position. Again, no post-race penalties for the rest of the field. Axek, Ward, Lehman, and Blessing, the 7 cars to contest heat race number 5 as we move into our penultimate heat race of the night. And Jerry, let's take a look at how they line up.
Going to be Chase Hardy in the 10 car. In the outside, that's Mason Inman in the 35.
Jared Murphy, the 25, he'll start position number 3. Darren Little in the 68, he'll roll off out of position number 4.
Going to row number 3, it's Mitchell Farmer in the 54, and his outside, that's Matt Dixon in the 96.
Alan Holbert, he'll roll off out of position number 7. Bob Klein out of position number 8. And Hunter McCoy is scheduled to roll off out of position number 9. And just like we've seen in the last heat, it's going to be Holbert and McCoy who didn't make the start. So again, turning qualifying laps and, well, not coming out for your heat race. Again, that's at least 5 or 6 spots that we've seen in 6 heat races. And I know there's a couple of people that, missed out that would have loved to, to show what they can do and around the virtual dirt track in Charlotte here on the Pro Late Models.
Yeah. Speaking about that Tyson fight, I guess I didn't know that Mike Tyson was going to fight anything until like it was maybe over. I was watching some stuff. Did Tyson win or anything?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Because, I mean, the only thing Mike Tyson's been fighting is a speech impediment for most of his life, and I don't think he's won that. So I don't know. I mean, he bit a guy's ear off.
He was hungry, all right? He got hungry mid-fight.
Yeah, he was hungry for that fight.
He wanted the win. He was hungry. Just like Chase Hardy, he's going to be hungry for victory here. Heat race number 6. The winner of this heat race is going to start outside the third row. So there's still a lot of work to do for some of these drivers. Jarrett Murphy in the Evans C lookalike number 25 machine. He'll look to the inside, but here comes Mason Inman now in the 196 machine. Good side-by-side battle for second and third. Here comes Murphy with a slide job down into 3 and 4. But look at Inman with a crisscross out of turn 4, and it's a drag race to the start-finish line.
They'll hustle them on down into turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, it is Chase Hardy, Mason Inman, and Jarrett Murphy. Murphy right there, you see it. Here we go. The 25 of Murphy to the second spot. Inman, the 35 on the scorecard, but racing he's got the G-Money Richie Gustin wrap on that thing. We see that late model race around the state of Iowa all summer long. A former Super Nationals champion in that 19G machine with Richie Gustin in a modified, but look at there, Mason Inman racing it to a number 2 spot here tonight.
Yeah, Dixon and Farmer right now, side by side. Dixon on the top side, the number 96 machine. Farmer scored as the 11 on the side of that car. Been scored as the 54 next to his name, running in 5th position. Klein back there in 6th, and Darren Little rounds out the 7-car field again. Dixon on the outside looking in as we've just reached the halfway point. We're about to be now 5 laps in with 3 to run for your race leader, Chase Hardy.
It's Chase Hardy, Mason Inman, Jarrett Murphy. That's your top 3. Matt Dixon working back there in the 4 spot. 5 is Mitchell Farmer. You see it on up front. Still Hardy, Inman, Murphy, Dixon, Farmer, Klein, Literal. That's your top 7 on the racetrack as they thunder their way off of turn number 4.
Yeah, 2 to run this time by for your leader. Down into turn number 1 and 2. We will continue to watch Inman and Murphy work on the top and bottom side at both ends of the speedway. Inman in the 19G machine works the bottom. Here comes Murphy now, getting a run on the top side. He starts to close in. The gap is about a quarter of a second, but the white flag is out, Jerry. One final time in heat race number 6.
Down the back straightaway, Chase Hardy, Mason Inman working it on down off of turn number 4. Chase Hardy, unlike Tyson, he won something tonight. Chase Hardy wins heat race number 6. Mason Inman and Jarrett Murphy, your top 3.
There we go. Heat number 6 is complete, and we move into our final heat race here in just a few moments' time. Let's take a look at those official results. Hardy, Inman, and Murphy again, all booking their ticket to your 40-lap main event later on tonight. As we get set for our 7th and final heat race of the night, we'll take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid with James Grace in the $1 Million Motorsports 269 machine. He'll start on pole. On his outside, driving the 713 Redline Motorsports entry, it's Gavin Collins.
Going to row number 2 to the inside, it is John Ruggiero Jr. in the 44 and Cody Sieber in the 357.
Row number 3 inside with the 171 of Brandon Freeberg. He'll start position number 5. And from Carolina, the 46 of Keaton Hall, the Hill roll to his outside out of position number 6.
Final 2 starters, AJ Albarita, the 22, and Jordan Lawrenson in the 24. I did find some results in the Tyson fight, and apparently it was an unofficial draw. So that means it was a tie. So both boxers in their 50s. What that really means is after 8 2-minute rounds, they were wore out and couldn't hit anymore.
50 years old, 2 minutes, story of their life, apparently.
I guess.
Yeah,
all right, here we go.
Not a bad payday for about 16 minutes of work, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was an exhibition fight. That's exactly how it says. After all the hype, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. mostly lived up to it. The pair of legends squared off inside the Staples Center on Saturday night in an exhibition match. So really, they'd both won because they'd already been paid way too much to swing at each other, and it really mean nothing.
Man, can we get that kind of money for swinging fists at each other?
You got to have a long reach to get me, Wheeler, but I'll take you. I'll take you on any day. Just like we're taking on Heat Race number 7. Look at this. James Grace, John Ruggiero, Gavin Collins, 1, 2, and 3. Every time I say Brandon Freeberg, I just want to I want to go into the Freeberg guitar riff off of turn 4. He's looking. They're coming. They're singing to the top of the racetrack.
Now we're going 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through the opening couple of turns here at the virtual dirt track at Charlotte. Ruggiero Jr. now to the inside on James Grace. Grace works the top of the speedway, right rear, right up against the concrete wall at both ends, and here comes the 713 of Gavin Collins. Now he'll look to cut back down to the middle of the racetrack. Got that car just a little loose, and then go back up to the runner-up spot right now. It's James Grace in the 269. Here comes Brandon Freeberg now to the inside on Collins.
It's still Ruggiero, Grace, Collins, and Freeberg, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alberita and Sieber, they battle back there, but watch them. They're 3 wide again down the back straightaway. 269, dang, that's fine. Up on the top side, that is James Grace, Gavin Collins, Freeberg down there in the 171, trying to make something happen. He does not want to race a B-main tonight. Down the back straightaway we go. Laps will be winding down. We'll be looking at 3 remaining. You've got it's time to win it or wear it down the front straightaway.
Now, good battle right now. Here comes Collins to the outside on James Grace. Grace right through the middle. You look at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They run 3 wide out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. They'll go single file. But now we're going to go back to 3 wide action again. Brandon Freeberg on the inside. James Grace right through the middle. Here comes AJ Albrighter as well, the number 22 machine. He's working the inside of the speedway as well. He might just make this a 4-car battle as Gavin Collins rockets around the 269. 1 to go this time by for John Ruggiero Jr.
You know their elbows up back there for that 3rd spot. Grace has got it. Ruggiero, your race leader, been there from the drop of the green. Off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Ruggiero, Collins. Now Grace back to the number 3 spot. Freeberg now back to 3rd. Watch him off of turn number 4. Ruggiero and Collins. Oh, they get together down the front straightaway. Oh, no. We'll see if there's any penalties addressed. I did attend the drivers' meeting tonight and heard series director say if there's contact, it may result in a bad dog, no biscuit. But I think we're calling this one racing. Ruggiero, Collins, Freeberg, Grace, Alberito, Sieber, Holder, and Lawrenson. Your 8 finishers. That thing got crazy.
Absolutely. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. That was just an even 5th there as well. That was unbelievable. Well done to the top 3 going straight through to the main event. Your D-main. Jerry, let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
Michael Blessing going to start on the pole, the 37, and it'll be Darren Literal in the 68 to the outside.
Row number 2, Keaton Holder. He'll start on the inside. On his outside, Barbara Rigsby will start position number 4.
There we go to row number 3 to the inside. It's Travis Gardner in the 51, and his outside. There he is, the pride of Pennsylvania. That is the number 9 of Alex Robinson.
Now, Junior looking for a team and looking for a top 4 in this one. Scott Norum, he'll start position number 7. Wesley Gwaltney will roll off at a position number 8.
Going to see Alan Holbert in the 7 car to the inside of row number 5. To the outside is Jordan Lawrenson in the 24.
Sheldon Coslow inside row number 6, position 11. Jeffrey Herrick, he'll start position number 12.
Going to 13th and 14th, that's Preston Rigsby in the 195 and Richard Martois Jr. in the 033.
And we know 15th and 16th ain't gonna grid, so there's no point giving them the air time. And there was 2, 4, 6 drivers that were unable to make the call. So 10 cars on the racetrack. Jerry, our top 4 go through to the C main. And looking at the field here at the moment, I mean, who is going to... anyone can run the alphabet soup. Well, let's find out. Green flag is out. Your D main is underway.
Take you to the D, working it down into turn number 1 and 2. Blessing, Literal, Holder, Rigsby. Look at this. Alex Robinson, 1 out of a transfer back there in the 9 car. Working on in. Here comes the pack. Oh, there's trouble. They're crashing on in behind them. We'll see what happens. Look at this, though. It's going to be Blessing, Holder, Gardner, and Rigsby. Working him on down as the caution flag coming.
Well, let's find out.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, let's find out what happened here. Again, we'll watch from high above the racetrack as we had the Rigsby. That's Barbara Rigsby in the one now. I believe that's actually Clayton in the number 1 machine. We had one car slowing. That was Darren Literal. And then the 18 checked up to stop from getting in the back of Literal. And then all hell just chaos just ensued. Gwaltney getting a piece of that one. Robinson caught a big piece of that one as well. Robinson's in that one, the 1G machine. Is that the 1.9? Either
I
either.
think it's the 1.9. I don't know. But I tell you what, the groundskeepers here at Charlotte are not going to be happy with Alex Robinson. He tore the grass up.
Well, I think Matthew Logan might have something to say about that one as well.
Yeah. Hey, do me a favor after we get done watching this replay. Give me a shot of that 23 car. That car looks awful familiar to me. I grew up watching that car.
23?
Yeah, that blue one right there. It's not 23. It's behind the 68. Scott Norm. That's the same Scott Norm I think that is. That Mike Smith of Jewel, Iowa, drove that car at a 37 on the side of it when I was growing up watching that entry there here in the midwestern part of the country in Iowa. Raced his IMCA late model, did some NASCAR touring stuff. Thought that looked very familiar in the distance there.
I'll tell you what's going to look familiar for these drivers is the green flag as we're
Yes.
set for a restart here. 5 down and 3 to run. Top 4 going through. Michael Blessing gets back on the loud pedal. Keaton Holder rides in second. Travis Gardner third, and Preston Rigsby in the 195 machine. He holds down the fourth and final transfer position.
Ottaby, Blessing, Holder, Gardner, Rigsby, Gardner, Literal. That's your top 5, but 4 is all that matters. They'll hustle off at turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. 8 laps of distance in your B-main action. 2 to go this time. They'll hurry off at turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Michael Blessing, Keaton Holder, Preston Rigsby, Travis Gardner, your top 4. They'll work down into turn number 3 and 4 this time, Brett. White flag is in the air, and there's one more trip around.
One more trip around for these drivers in the D-Main. The World of Thunder Esports League proudly present the Warrior Logistics Pro Late Models Open setups here at the virtual dirt track at Charlotte. This is round number 8 of 10 off for turn number 4. Your top 4 are going through to the back of the sea. Everybody else, it's time to pack it up and go home and get ready for their Wednesday night stuff with the DirtFan.com Fixed UMP Modified Series. But just to confirm, ladies and gentlemen, the top 4 that will make the show. And those top 4 drivers will be coming up on your screen. Michael Blessing, Keaton Holder, Preston Rigsby, and Travis Gardner. They'll transfer to the back of the senior C-Main. It's time to take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
Here we go on the front row of your Warrior Logistics C-Main qualifier. It'll be AJ Albarita, the 22, and Bobby Hans in the 8 machine.
Rolling off out of position number 3 for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers entry. That's the 92 of Corey Austin. On his outside, the 13, Caleb Ramsey, position number 4.
Going to row number 3 to the inside, it's Kenny Payne in the 2 car and Dustin Lehman in the 04.
Bobby Klein will start position number 7. Cody Sieber driving the 357. He'll start position number 8.
Going to 9 and 10 place starter, that's Dylan Gibbs in the 6 and Dalton Desario in the 097.
Tyler Lapointe in the Goon Squad Racing number 9. I don't even know what number he runs, but scored as the number 50. He'll start position 11. And David Moore will start to his outside, position number 12.
Your first of 2 D-Main qualifier cars. That'll be Michael Blessing, the 37, and Keaton Holder, the 46.
And the final row, Preston Rigsby. He'll start position 15. Travis Gardner will start position number 16. In fact, they'll move up a row because Caleb Ramsey and Cody Sieber, they did not make the call for the C-Main. And there's a lot on the line here because not only do the top 4 go into the back of the B, but the B-Main, Gerald, we're only taking the winner.
The B-Main's only the winner?
Yes, so it's time, as you said earlier, it's time to win it or wear it.
It's checkers or wreckers, you bet. So only the winner. 22 cars will be running our A-Main tonight for the Warrior Logistics Open Pro Late Models. Getting ready to come to the green flag. It is waved out of the starter stand, and we will race on down the front straightaway to where we're going to see AJ Albarita, Corey Austin, now Bobby Hans working in the 8 machine up there to the number 2 spot. Look at the deuce. Here comes Kenny Payne laying the hurt on him. Down the front straightaway, Kenny Payne on into the number 2 spot now.
Yeah, he's really got the elbows out here in the C main again. You want to finish as further up as you can, but you need to finish inside the top 4, second, third, fourth, fifth on screen right now, 2 by 2. Oh no, look out, Bobby Hunt's around into the tyre. Oh, we got another car. We got the 28 of David Moore. Do we stay green? Yes, we do for the moment. Austin puts a slider on Payne. Payne will come back to the inside, and we are yellow.
Caution out for that incident down there. It looks like we'll go back and look at the replay. Bobby Hunts, though, tickled the tires down there on the bottom side and just scooted the snoot on him. We'll take a look at it. See Bobby down there in the 8 car on the bottom side. Getting on in, and then, are you ready for it?
Waiting. Hello.
Big old tongue kiss to the infield tire, and that'll tear a girl up right there. And then making contact with the 6 machine, and the 28's on in there, the Outlaw, the old Raymer towing machine, and then DUN done.
And here I was, I thought the only one that he was kissing was Jennifer Hunt, but turns out he wanted to make love to that inside tire. And we've seen it a couple of times here tonight, Jerry. The driver's just getting their left front down on the grass there. And it just sort of catches them and just sort of sucks them into that tire. Very, very different. He'll have a very different handling race car as he's already gone back to pit road. So that'll be his night done and dusted.
Once again, a big thanks to Warrior Logistics. Of course, they are looking for Class A CDL drivers. The veteran-owned and operated Warrior Logistics, a well-established and rapidly growing FedEx ground contractor, is now looking for full-time Class A CDL team drivers. During difficult economic times, they have kept delivering and working hard for those who depend on us. They are looking for professional, hardworking, and reliable drivers like you to join their winning team. If this sounds like you, don't wait. Apply today. Search for them for Warrior Logistics or contact them at 417-355-9007. That'll get you in contact with them, get you going. And I don't know if this one's going to keep going. We'll see what happens. Looks like the caution flag, wasn't a chance in that one. There was a bigger chance of Alex Robinson making the B main than that start going to the green.
It's a bigger chance of him making the C main. First, he's got to get out of the D, but this all stemmed from the outside front row. Kenneth Payne actually tried to get the jump, and that obviously set off the outside row to try and get the jump on the inside, and then we had the 195 there of Preston Rigsby getting into the back of the 7 entry. And unfortunately, the 7 entry now of Pete Holder goes around. But again, just take a look at the outside front row. Okay, apologies. I did call Kenneth Payne. It was actually Corey Austin in the 92 machine. Watch this. Ready? So he's thinking that old Brady's going to go. He tries to jump. Payne gets into the back of thing, and then just bottlenecks everybody up at the back.
That start was about as ugly as,
Junior.
Wasn't good looking. Hey, now, you know, that team driver deal there at Warrior Logistics, some of the benefits, 100% drop and run hooks. You get a brand new 2020 Freightliner with sleeper, power inverter, refrigerator, CB, XM radio, flat panel TV, terminal to terminal, constant schedule, paid weekly, sign-on bonus for approved FedEx drivers, vacation, 401ks coming, and if you're your own driver, they'll team you up with a team driver so you can drive for 8, sleep for 8. Sounds like a good deal, doesn't it, Wheeler?
Absolutely. Sign me up. As here we go. The white flag is out. Payne gets to the outside wall at the start-finish up, and that'll allow Dustin Lehman to put the slider on him down into turn number 1 and 2. Meanwhile, the 22, Old Brader, makes his way down into turn number 3 and 4. He'll look to transfer to the back of the B, and things just get a little bit tougher right now for your top 4. Old Brady gets the win. Lehman second. Payne in third, and Klein unofficially going to come home in that 4th and final transfer position. And your C main is complete. We'll take a look at those results. Old Brader, Lehman, Payne, and Klein, the top 4 go through. DeRosa, well, he's got bragging rights over the C main drivers. He comes home in 5th position. Gibbs, Rigsby, Holder, Gardner, Moore, Blessing, Austin, Lapointe, and Hunt were the 14 cars to take to the racetrack. Your B main, Jerry, it's a lot tougher right now.
You have got to work for it. Nick Baum going to roll off the 99 on the pole to his outside. Joshua Hessen in the 118.
Bill Miller, the 34 for PPR. He'll start position number 3. Todd Hook will start position number 4.
We'll go to row number 3. It'll be Michael it's X-Tech. They're in the 81. Sorry if I moided that. And it'll be Matt Dixon in the 96.
James Grace of $1 Motorsports 269. He'll start position 7. And the 127 of JD Baker, he'll start position number 8.
We'll see Matthew Logan in the 27 and Tyler Berry in the 500.
We go back to Jennifer Hunt's birthday girl. She'll start position number 11. Out of position number 12 will be the 55 of Dale Ward.
We'll see Mitchell Farmer in the 54 going row number 7 to the inside. Of the outside is AJ Alberita, the 22.
Dustin Lehman and Kenneth Payne, they'll start position 15 and 16. And Bob Klein will start position number 17. Jerry, only the winner to go through from the B main.
We will see who is going to make that run to the front here in your B main. As Nick Baum and Josh Heston up on that row number 1. And you, tell you what, you got a big, bring a big walking stick, Wheeler, if you're going to try to charge your way to the front on this one.
Well, all those drivers, 16 cars, the only driver not to contest the B main, Matt Logan, in that ML Performance D1RT entry. So 16 cars fighting for one position. Again, if you're second, well, it's not going to be good enough as green flag is out. 12 laps to journey. Here comes 3 wide already into turn number 1 and 2. Look at Hessen now, looks for the race lead down into turn number 3. He'll look to slide up in front of Nick Baum, and now Baum will look to cross back underneath him and give the lead to Joshua Hessen there on lap number 1 as the yellow is out.
Yellow is out. Yellow is out. Of course, winner only moves on, and in this one, you literally, if you are second, you are the first place loser. So you don't want to be that one and not transfer on. Kind of taking a look at what happened here on board with Ward, and well, just a victim of circumstance there in the SpeedRex 55 machine as they checked up the 500, got a little loosey-goosey in front of him right about here. They're sliding on in, tap the brake, tap the car, nowhere to go, and then the 22 says, hey, look at there. All the way to the garter belt under the back. Took a look as he took a look up under the skirt, found the fun house, and around goes.
Better to find the fun house than the outhouse, right?
Yes. But we did see Evan C. though go from the outhouse to the White House.
Absolutely.
In that E-race earlier.
Absolutely. Tell you what, I'm looking forward to the main event, 40 laps on the other side of this 12-lap journey. Again, caution laps counting during the preliminary mains. The caution laps won't count in the main event, so we'll have 40 green flag laps as the field goes to single file here. Lights are out on the pace truck. Set for a restart this time by Joshua Hessen. Well, I'm sure he would have. I'm sure he liked to see that yellow because that's just taken away 3 laps from this 12-lap journey that he doesn't have to contend with. So now he's only got to do it for another 8 more laps.
We'll see caution laps do count here in the B main. Hessen, Baum, Hook, Miller, Dixon. That's your top 5 as we get ready to come. Storm to the green flag. It is up. It is waving, and we will thunder on down into turn number 1 and 2. Hessen working there in the midsection of the racetrack, the 99 of Nick Baum, which is the 02 on your screen, down the back straightaway, working the 2 spot. Oh, got a little high. They're going to crinkle it up there on the concrete. Off of turn 4, it's still Hessen, your leader.
Yeah, keeping an eye on Matt Dixon in the 96 machine, trying to run down Bill Miller. Miller trying to catch back up to the 23 there of Todd Hook, but back up front, it's still Joshua Hessen. Nick Baum fighting it out for the number 1 and 2 positions right now. Halfway home, cross flag sticks around for Joshua Hessen, who did start on the outside of the front row. So these drivers, yeah, they started first and second. They finished 4th in heats number 1 and 2. So it's been a while since they've been on the racetrack, and no doubt I'm sure these drivers would have been paying attention to what the track has been racing like, as there was a sludge up there from Baum on Hessen, but Hessen with a nice crossover.
Baum has brought a big hammer, and he is swinging at him. Off of turn number 3, down into turn number 4. Hessen right there is on the defense, working it down. On the offense, trying to make it come up is the 0-2. of Nick Baum. Baum right there got tight in the midsection of turn 1 and 2. Now he'll come to the bottom side, serve up the Crave Case. White Castles served on him. Drive-through is open. Can he make it stick? Not that time. It'll be half a car length lead back to Josh Heston. His lap's winding down. 3 to go, Brett.
Yeah, 3 to run, and here comes the 23 of Todd Hook. He's now closing in on the top two of Baum and Heston. They're kind of slowing each other up by just trading slide jobs at both ends. The popsicle sticks are out. 2 laps left to run, and it's the top 3 right now on screen. Baum, Heston, and Hook. They'll make a little contact as here comes Hook now. Again to the top side, but Heston with a slide job. Jerry, 1 to go. The white flag is out.
The Prince has brought the glass slipper, and Cinderella's running in third. Todd Hook right now. It could be the spoils of the victor. Baum goes back to the outside. Here comes Heston back to the number 1 spot. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Contact for second. They'll take each other on and around. Joshua Heston says, hello, how are you? Going to the A. Punch the ticket. Heston, Hook, Baum, Miller, but you had to win. You had to win it. And Josh Heston did that in grand fashion, as I thought Hook was coming, Wheeler.
I thought there was every chance at maybe stealing on away from Heston and Baum, as there is the official results. Joshua Heston, the only driver that will make the main event from that B main. Again, it'll make up a 22-car field for 40 laps around the virtual dirt track at Charlotte. The Warrior Logistics Pro Late Model is your main event on the other side of this for the World of Thunder Esports League right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We'll take a quick break and come back with your starting grid in just a few moments' time.
Well, it is that time, Brett Wheeler. It is A main time. The World of Thunder Esports League. Warrior Logistics Pro Late Models. Looking for 40 laps the distance. And let's introduce your starting field. Starting 22nd, it'll be Josh Heston in the 118 and Brandon Freeberg, the 171. They both roll off row number 11.
Row number 10 outside will be Jarrett Murphy in the 25. On his inside, Tim Christensen. He'll start position number 19.
Going to row number 9 to the outside, it's Ryan Flatten in the 15 of the 42 of Colton Malone.
We go back to row number 8 in the Mid-South Dirt Slingers entry, the 22 of Brennan Weeks. He'll start position number 16. Position 15 in car 4, that is Huey Quillen.
Going to row number 7, it'll be Gavin Collins in the Redline Motorsports 713 and Mason Inman in the 35.
Brandon Bolton, the 124, he'll start position number 12. Joe Flippo in car 13 for D1RT. He'll start position number 11.
Let's now meet your top 10 starters. Starting 10th in the 18, Bryson Daffron, and to his inside, the Newton Cattle Farms Racing 23 of Ethan Toder.
Row number 4 outside, position at number 8, that'll be Hagen Sorensen. On his inside, heat race number 7 winner. And now from here on out, it's all heat race winners. The 44, John Rosario Jr.
We'll see Chase Hardy in the 10, sitting outside of row number 3. To his inside, the 33, that is Evan C. in the Victory Lane Racing.
The 127 of Blake Vangelis looking for 3 in a row here tonight. He'll start position number 4, and Tyler Ducharme scheduled to roll off at a position number 3.
Cole Cabry will start outside of row number 1, and your pole starter driving the 31, it'll be Randall Carter. Those are your 22 cars. Those are your 22 stars coming for the green flag. 40 laps the distance here at the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Wheeler, it's showtime.
Green flag is out for Randall Carter. He'll get a good start down into turn number 1 and 2. He'll slide up in front of Cabry. Cabry back to the inside as he moves back to the outside on Evan C. Evan C now looking for the race lead. Oh boy, this is the battle we wanted to see all night long, and we're seeing it all season long. Evan C versus Blake Majulis so far, lap number 1. Give Evan C the advantage over Blake Majulis, and here comes John Ruggiero Jr. trying to make it 3 wide as he works the inside on Cole Cabry.
Randall Carter, your race leader. Evan C., Blake Majulis, Cole Cabry. Then it's John Ruggiero Jr. Ruggiero to the outside. Look at this. Hagen Sorensen, the 45. Going to run the red machine to the outside. Jerry Filippo right in the tire tracks. They'll work 2 lanes of racing, the top and the bottom. Carter is gone. Here we come back there. Ruggiero. Then it is the 45 of Sorensen. Hardy in the 10 car working the bottom of the racetrack as they thunder down into turn number 1 and 2.
3 wide, Cabry, Ruggiero, and Hardy. Now it's going to be 3 wide to Sorensen, Flippo, and Hardy. So Hardy's good on the entry into the turns, but man, he's just lacking the exit speed right now. Everybody continuing to work upstairs at most of the time at both ends of the racetrack. Majulis, he'll go low. Look at the left front. Just pick up out of turn number 2. Randall Carter continuing to lead and make it a 1-2 for Team Vela.
Randall Carter running like a scald dog up front. Knows he has got the hounds, the dog catchers behind him. It's Carter, C, Majulis, Cabry. Then you'll see Ruggiero. Look at this. Jerry Filippo has moved on into the number 6 spot. Hagen Sorensen, Chase Hardy, Ethan Toder, Mason Inman. Now we watch this battle between them back here deep in the field. This is your race as Hagen Sorensen sees Jerry Filippo get on around him.
Yeah, Sorensen now, he's got Chase Hardy in the 49 machine working to his inside, and here comes Ethan Toder in the 23. So a couple of Newton Cattle Farm drivers sitting inside the top 10. That's Hardy and Toder. They run side by side. Give the advantage to Toder. 7 laps in the book so far. We've already seen 1 race go the distance flag to flag here tonight. Could we see a second? Well, let's find out, because we're now about to complete lap number 8 of 40. 32 to run for Randall Carter.
Carter on out front. Still see Majulis, Cabry. And then Ruggiero, that's your top 5. You see Ruggiero, the white 44. There's Jerry Filippo out of California working back there in the number 6 spot. Hagen Sorensen 7th. They will go to the top of the racetrack. They'll rip the lip and skeet to Crete down the front straightaway. It is still Carter. Now look at Evan C. He will run Blake Majulis down the back straightaway.
Well, I forgot who you were going to pick, but every time I pick Majulis, you just say the rest of the field, so I figured that's what you're going to go with. And
yep,
right now,
that's what I went with.
The rest of the field runs 1 and 2 ahead of Blake Majulis, and Randall Carter looks good here in the opening quarter of this race, but we've still got 3 quarters left to run. 30 laps make it 29. Randall Carter now, we're starting to feel the pressure from Evan C. Evan C, man, he's looked really racy here tonight.
Like we said, picked up a win. It did a little go-kart racing in Batesville, Mississippi. Had to drive 8 hours home. Now look at this. I knew it was going to start. You look at Majulis. He is searching the bottom of the racetrack. You cannot pass where there are. You got to go where they ain't. You got to make that car work. Now you'll see it. Evan C. Blake Majulis as the caution flag comes out. And this is going to let these drivers search the racetrack for something out there.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay and take a look at Bryson Daffin in the 18 machine. Just slid up there in front of Ryan Flatten, got into the back of him and just pretty much took him for a ride down to the infield. And we see the 47 of Tim Christensen, I believe that might be, also catching a piece late of that little wreck there between Flatten and Daffin. But again, this is why the yellow is out for the first time here tonight in the main event.
See, this right here this is classic. This is one of those documentaries you watched in school, except this is how baby late models are made. You start with a little look up under the skirt, little see what happens here, a little mounting, and then from there on out, it's, well, never know what's going to happen. This one,
Well, heavy wall protection
there on it. Yes, there was. Thank goodness there was protection there. So of course, Evan C. There you see, last lap was a 16.271, and he has been pretty quick. Looking at the splits there, but Randall Carter, I guarantee you, he was not a fan of this caution flag, Brett.
Well, no, what it's done. Well, although they were pretty much sort of tied in together, the top 3 anyway, but I mean, it now takes away those lap cars at the back that, it's now going to take another, 15, 20 laps to catch up to those lap cars. Again, he's going to be able to dictate the pace of the restart. He'll be able to, fire off first. And if he can do that and just get out in front, if he keeps running the, short 10-lap stints, there's every chance that Randall Carter may get a good go to victory lane. But, man, look at the restart from Blake Majulis. Did he time that perfect or what as he immediately moved into second position? But Evan C. now back to his outside. He'll take back second down into turn number 3.
Majulis is going to run the bottom of the racetrack. Look at this Jerry Flippo down there. Now they're going to work him off of turn 4 and down the front straightaway. Majulis will settle back in the number 3 spot. Went to the bottom, went to searching, found there was nothing quite there yet, so he will run the tire tracks. It is fence post formation around the outside, down the front straightaway. It is still Carter, but C now. C's going to go to the inside. White Castles are coming, drive through with a side order of fries, given back. As it is Carter back to the race lead. Here comes Majulis. Majulis daily double. Boom. Got it. Down it. Turn it. Here comes the 37 of Carter. Holy cow, we're playing Jeopardy.
Oh my, what a race. 3 wide out of turn number 2. Carter on the top side. Majulis on the low side. Here he comes again with a slide job down into turn number 3 and 4. Can he have the lead of the start-finish line? I think he may have just got it. There must have been very little of 1,000th of a second between it. But Randall Carter back with a slide job. Here comes Majulis back to the race lead. Carter back to second. And here comes Cabri and Jerry Flippo. Man, top 5. Get the quilt out from the top shelf of Grandma. And here we go. Top 5 battle on screen.
The only way was going to be to start pulling sliders and get that guy to not get the timing right, and that is exactly what Blake Majulis did. That right there shows why the 127 is a world-class driver, has that world-class rating, is a former, the inaugural World of Outlaw Late Models iRacing champion, as he leads the field. Blake Majulis, Randall Carter, then the 33 of Evan C., Cole Cabri, then it is Flippo. You're going to see these guys. You're going to see if they're going to be comfortable with their running position, or will they start throwing the haymakers and the sliders?
Well, here's the thing, right? Because these drivers are all on the top side of the racetrack. We've just ticked over half race distance so far. We'll complete lap number 21. 19 to go. If these drivers get out of line, there's a chance for the drivers behind them to catch up as Flippo gets into the concrete wall. Here comes Rosario Jr. He got off the gas to stop from getting into the back of Jerry Flippo. And again, it's about not trying to break formation. If they're all the same speed, if the bottom side's not there as the yellow flag comes out, if the bottom side's not there, you might as well just ride in line and just wait for those mistakes to come out.
Jason Clark watching on the UDTV Facebook Live. And yes, what's amazing with the iRacing, the way they map these racetracks out and the way the cars handle, typically you'll normally see what the racetrack and the cars would do on any given surface. It mimics it. And yes, you are correct. Once the top at Charlotte, if you've ever watched any of the races from the dirt track, once that top goes dominant, it's pretty tough to not just stay up there like you were talking, Brett. Being comfortable running around the top and staying there.
Well, yellow flag coming out. What's that, our second yellow of this feature event? We had the Grace Productions UMP Modified. That went flag to flag. That went the distance. I believe the DirtFan.com Fixed Pro Late Models may have only had 1 yellow, maybe 2 at most in that one. The Super Late Models had about 3 or 4. So, I mean, compared to, what we're seeing earlier on in the season, Jerry, the racing is really sort of cleaned up, and that all comes back to race control and handing out penalties, people not wanting to get into each other, because if they get into each other, it's real simple. You get into someone, you go into the back regardless.
Yes, you get the, as I say, the bad dog, no biscuit. That means you are done, or you're getting an ELO, or you're out. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of out, lights out up front, Blake Majulis. Great start down into turn number 1. He's going to get to the top first. Now you see Evan C. getting marred to the bottom. Here comes Cabri down to the bottom of the top side to 71. Evan C.'s got Randall Carter there. Now he's going to let it drift and slide. Shoot the snoot. Here comes Jerry Flippo. Flippo in there. Right side Romance applied. Left side Levin from Carter giving back. And that's going to see the 13 of Flippo move deep in the field as Sorensen and Toter get on around.
Yeah, Ruggiero now on the top side of the racetrack. He'll get around the 37 there of Randall Carter. So Randall Carter, the original pole sitter. We are 1 lap away from 15 remaining here, so 16 to go. Rogerio Carter battling it out for 4th and 5th. Sorensen, Toda there side by side. Flippo again back there, working the top side. 3 wide. Toda gets a little tight in the mid-turn of turn number 3 and 4. And here comes Chase Hardy as well. Brennan Weeks not too far away from throwing his hat into the mix. He's battling it out with Gavin Collins and also Mason Inman.
Down into back, straight away down into 3 and 4. Oh, hang on! Look out! Chain reaction troubles on up front. They got together up there in 2nd and 3rd, and oh man, the 37 machine was having a great run and became a victim of circumstance. You saw it as we watched the replay. They get down, and right ahead of them, you're going to see Cabri and Rogerio. They get together, and when they get together, that gives Carter nowhere to go. He gets scooped by Hagen Sorensen, who's on the binders. Jerry Flippo's like, I'm just going to drive around the top and see what happens. And then another shot to the 31 of Carter, and that'll end his great run as he rolled off P1 and is now gone to the outhouse.
Well, that contact between Rogerio and Cabri, that's what started, and you'd almost have to think that Rogerio will have to go to the back of the field, and looking like there he is in the 44, pulling that car down the infield, and everybody goes by. So Rogerio again, who was sitting comfortably inside a top 5 position, now gets put back to position number 18, and that is a long, long way back in just a short space of time to get back up to where he was.
Gets that ELO for being part of the caution, so he will tag the tail of this one, as it is Majulis. See, there you see the 45 machine of Hagen Sorensen has moved on in there. Toter there in the 23 to the outside. Jerry Flippo sitting in the number 5 spot, and I believe Chase Hardy right now is your 6th place runner. Just shy of about 13 to go here in your Warrior Logistics Pro Late Model A main event. Green flag comes out. Majulis will lead the field of hounds down into turn number 1.
13 laps remaining for Blake Majulis to go 3 in a row here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Evan C looking to try and spoil the party of that 127 hat trick here. Hagen Sorensen in 3rd position. Then you go back to Jerry Flippo. Now look at Brennan Weeks on the inside. Ethan Toda trying to battle for a top 5 position. He'll work the top side. He's bringing a teammate of Chase Hardy with him on the top shelf as well. And look at Colton Malone from position number 17. He's made his way to position 7. Caution flag is out. We're back under yellow.
Caution back on the racetrack as we're in the back half. 10 to go in this one. Caution slows the field on down. Looking at your Ultimate Dirt TV replay. Deep in the field, we're on board with Brandon Bolton here as things are going to get a little, well, steppy on the 124 as he got her in there a little too hot, and around he went. Gets it in there. You see he's got her cranked over. We're going to let that thing kind of slide on up, but crossover by the 19 ahead of him just brings it on around, and slight contact just enough when you're already letting that thing in a free slide. Loosened up and around it went.
All right, so we're back under the yellow flag conditions. Cabri, who's made his way back to pit road after a couple of cautions ago, was involved with Rogerio. Gavin Collins, he's out of the event. Brandon Bolton is out of the event. So we're lost about 7 cars in this 22 car field. 15 still remaining. And we've only got about 10 or 11 laps left to run. And you got to wonder, if you're Blake Majulis, as experienced as Blake Majulis is, as experienced as Evan C is, how much do you try and take it easy as the pace truck is back onto the infield? 11 to go, Jerry.
I will find out. Majulis, your leader, romps the loud pedal right there. We go green flag down into turn number 1. Single file on a restart. Majulis going to lead the field around the top of the racetrack. Evan C. There is Hagen Sorensen. They're in a 3rd place. course, he is a former Warrior Logistics Pro Late Model champion in that 45 car, second generation racer out of Harlan, Iowa. Working on into the number 3 spot, Jerry Flippo got the Crete, give it a big kiss down into turn number 1. He'll lose 2 spots. Toter going to give some right side romance as here we come off of turn number 4.
Again, it's Chase Hardy and Ethan Toter, the teammates who have certainly been coming through the field together. They're racing side by side. Malone gets into the back of Hardy. He keeps it going. Hardy, good job, good save. Toter up to position number 5. Brennan Weeks in 4th. He'll run the bottom side. Toter slides up as here comes Jerry Flippo again. Maybe trying to split the middle right now between Toter and Hardy. But Toter runs the slider line down into turn number 1 and 2. This is your battle right now for 5, 6, and 7 down into turn number 3.
Toter, Flippo, and Hardy working it. There you see Jerry Flippo all the way to the Crete. Toter right ahead of him in that iridescent color 23. Flippo back round the top side. 23 at Toter and the 10 of Hardy. They'll fan it out 3 wide down the back straightaway through the rumbles and stumbles. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Flippo gonna go top shelf. He'll rip it off of turn number 4. Him and Toter get together getting into turn 1.
Big slider coming out from Ethan Toter, and here he comes Flippo. Sees that coming. Chris crosses him underneath him down the back straightaway, this time by a palm out from Race Control and the racing.com flagman. 5 to run for Blake Majulis. He holds about nearly a 2.3 second lead over Evan C. But again, we stay focused on this battle for the top 5 position, although a spot in the top 5. Jerry Flippo currently holds it at the moment. And again, so many times, Jerry, he's been able to kiss the concrete wall, but he's been able to drive it back to the outside. Right there again, he catches the wall.
I got some sparklers and snakes action. That time it loosened the car up all the way. Worked it down there, kind of like the bumpers on the pinball machine. Just kept bang, 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 bang. And there he does it. He'll lose them 2 spots that he had. It's Majulis C. Sorensen caution out of the racetrack.
Wow, that is a big moment in the race. A 2.3, 2.2, 2.3 second lead for Blake Majulis, and I believe it's going to be Brandon Freeberg and Randall Carter, the drivers that have faced issues here, as bringing on our 3rd or 4th caution of the night. They just get stuck together. They ran out of real estate. Carter goes upside down, and well, he's like a turtle. Jerry?
Yeah. Hey, help! 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 So the 71, just, you know, it's like whether it's virtual or real life, you gotta make sure you got them cleared before you get around them. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. And tough break for Randall Carter in the 37 car as he became a victim of circumstance. Once again, speaking of circumstantial evidence, well, it's pretty much right there. If it was up to judge and jury, they would say that Blake Majulis is on his way to a 3-peat here tonight.
Well, this is the 3rd race that he's completed here at the dirt track at Charlotte. And speaking of this racetrack, because he won the inaugural World of Outlaws Morton Buildings Late Model World Championship on iRacing, he actually got to drive a late model around here last year, I believe it was.
Yes. That was quite the deal. The World Racing Group, when everything kind of went pandemic state and everybody got together and the iRacing thing took off. And, you know, I've got if it did anything, it kept everybody at home and it kept everybody racing. And it's also, I know people that have went from the iRacing to never thought about racing a car to went and purchased full race cars to start racing once they could. And it's just been a great stepping stone and a stepping curve as we work them off at 2 down the back straightaway. Speaking of that story, Hagen Sorensen, who's running in 3rd, 13 years old. As he said, Dad had raced late models in western Iowa and eastern Nebraska for years. Talked to them after a couple weeks ago racing. They're already talking modified or late model for Hagen Sorensen when time comes. He's back there in 3rd, says he's learning lap by lap by following these 2 every week here on the World of Thunder Esports League, how to better himself in that 45 car.
Yeah, checking flaggies out there for Majulis. Evan C. Man, I'll tell you what, that was pretty cool, that finish. And again, well done to Evan C. Blake Majulis, Evan C. and Hagen Sorensen. Man, Blake Majulis makes it 3 in a row. And Jerry, you know what that means.
But
I have picked 4 main event winners tonight from 4 starts.
you want a medal or a chest to pin it on?
Well,
my
I've
friend?
got both, so I'll tell you what we are going to do. We're going to watch Blake Magillis do about 324 laps of victory laps here. But tell you what, we'll go through those results just quickly while Blake is celebrating. Blake Magillis wins. Evan C. second. Third will go to Hagen Sorensen. Brennan Weeks in fourth, and Jerry Flippo rounds out your top 5.
Son Backles, Ethan Toder in 6th, 7th is Chase Hardy, 8th is John Ruggiero Jr., 9th Colton Malone, and 10th is Joshua Hessen.
Mason Inman in 11th, Brandon Freeberg 12th, Tim Christensen 13th, 14th is Randall Carter, and Bryson Daffin rounds out your top 15.
Going 16 through 20 is Brandon Bolton, Gavin Collins, Cole Cabaret, 19th is Jarrett Murphy, and Huey Quinlan going 20th.
Ryan Flatten 21st, and Tyler Ducharme, who had some mechanical issues, was unable to start, so he'll get credited with a 26th place finish here tonight. But Jerry, what we'll do, we'll take this opportunity right now to step aside one final time and come back with your post-race interviews on the other side of this.
Well, it has been a great nightcap here on the World of Thunder Esports League Super Sunday with the Warrior Logistic Pro Late Models here at the virtual dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And let's say we've caught up with our podium finishers, finishing third, and of course, a World of Thunder Warrior Logistics former Pro Late Model champion, Hagen Sorensen, coming home in the third spot. Hagen, nice run tonight, bud.
Yeah, it was a really good run. I mean, I was hanging around in 7th for about the whole A main until there's a big pile up in front of me, and Randall Carter got turned in front of me, and I didn't really have anywhere to go, and I kind of let off, but he went across my nose. I hate to see that for him. He had a really fast car. He was having a good run, and that put me up into third because a few people in front of me got an EOL and kind of just stayed there. I wish I could have had a fast enough car to challenge Blake and Evan in front of me, but they're really fast and hard to catch.
Yeah, but like you said, when you run, I alluded to it there off that last restart, watching those guys and running behind them, you get to watch what even though you run third and, that's like a win when you run third to those guys, but you got to watch what they were doing and you learn a lot from that, don't you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. I'm only 13, and these people are a lot older than me, and I'm just trying to learn from them. And I was just hoping maybe they'd make some contact and I could sneak by for a win. That's about all I could hope for there, but it was a really good run and good win Blake had.
Yeah, when you talk about that, those guys do, they Evan won a big go-kart race this weekend. Blake runs some go-karts. You haven't turned a wheel in anything. This, what you got a little iRacing rig for Christmas, last year, and that's all you've done, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to be 14 down here in Iowa to race, of course. So maybe when I turn 14, my dad will surprise me with something. But until then, yeah, I've only played iRacing.
Tell you, man, you've gotten real well at it. And we'll talk to Dad. We'll see what. Hey, you know what? If Dad says no, go talk to Grandpa. I'm sure Grandpa will get you. I think Grandpa Swanson will get you all hooked up there. So. Hagen, who do you want to thank, little buddy, for the win?
First off, I got to thank my mom and dad. I couldn't even be out here without them. And got to thank Folds Graphics, doing all my wraps and everything, and Sorensen Equipment. All them helping me out.
Well, there you go. Good run. We'll see you next Sunday night, bud.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Hagen Sorensen. He's got to get to bed. He's just a little guy. Got to go to school in the morning.
Little tacker, mate. Little tacker.
Yeah, he's got to go to school. So we're gonna jump in here, talk to him just a few moments ago. Evan C., like we said, big win down at Batesville, Mississippi, in the pro karts, and well, you put the bridesmaid dress on again, my friend.
Oh yeah, definitely had another good race tonight in the World of Thunder here. Congrats to Blake. He's definitely fast. I think he was just a little bit more consistent than us around the top there in this race. They got pretty tricky and pretty rough around the top, and I think it was just a little bit off on the balance up there to be able to be as consistent as he was. But trying to go for it at the end, but it's just pretty easy to figure out. I was going to try for a slaughter there, and not much I can do. But it's overall it's still a pretty good race for us.
Watch this place, just if you were to watch like the World Finals with the big block mods and the World Outlaw sprint cars and the late models, when this thing goes to the top, it gets pretty dominant. And even though it looks like that cushion's been burned to the wall, it gets little rumbles and stumbles up there, doesn't it?
Oh yes, definitely. There's a ton of bumps up there, and you got to be smooth. And if your setup's a little bit off or a little bit tight, it can make it definitely pretty difficult to get around the top. And it's kind of just whoever can have the setup for just tight enough to where they can get through the slick, but also pretty free to where they can kind of turn off the wall some if they have to. And it's still a pretty good run for us. I wish the track would have raced more like the Supers. I don't know why these pros go to the top here, but they do. But it's still a pretty fun race.
We watch this place, watching a little bit of the replay. This place has got some character down the back straightaway. About halfway down, you got a couple little humps there, don't you?
Oh yeah, those bumps can definitely mess you up going in the 3 and get you tight. So that's another thing you got to worry about. Depending on how you enter the turn or where you're at on the back stretch, if you hit one of those bumps right and you try to go to the bottom, you can just shove straight up the track. So it's looks like an easy track to drive, but it's definitely, I think, one of the more difficult tracks on here, just because it has a ton of character, and definitely have to get up on the wheels sometimes when it goes around the top.
Exactly. Well, a lot of great friends, family, and sponsors help you. Who do you want to thank tonight for the runner-up spot?
Yeah, solid guys at Team VLR, FTP, Iris and I Flag, ShopFergie.com, Dirty Grass Soul, Captain Morgan, Jim Emery, Next Level Designs for all the paints and everything he does for me. And just thank y'all for doing the broadcast and Stephen for putting on the series.
All right, there you go, Evan C., runner-up. And I think finally, Brett Wheeler is caught up with Blake Majulis after 732 victory laps. Finally, I think Tia's got one of those monster truck shut-off switches. Got him shut down, got him parked in victory lane with Brett Wheeler.
He's turned more laps in victory lane going backwards the opposite way than what he's done here all night over the 3 races. But home in first place tonight for the 3rd time, makes it a hat-trick of wins here at the Dirt Track at Charlotte. Blake, congratulations on this win. I'd normally say dominating, but man, those last 2 laps, talk us what was going through your mind there.
Yeah, early in the race, I kind of felt the car out, and it was kind of like what Evan was saying, kind of unbalanced, and the top was extremely rough, like super rough. It was hard to even hold on, honestly. And, it took me 2 to 3 laps to get going on the cushion just for the car to settle. And I knew it was going to be tough, obviously, with 2 to go, have a 2-second lead. What are the odds you get a yellow? But just ripped the fence there the last 2 laps and was able to pull it off. But yeah, needed a couple more laps to get going there. I think we would have been all right and fanned out again, but you never know.
Generally, we see you week in and week out. You like to have your car set up, for the last 10 to 15 laps. It looked like it was pretty much perfect during those last 5 to 10 laps at least, and looked like you struggled just early on. But once you got things sorted out, you're able to drive away from the competition.
Perfectly said there. Just kind of held on at the beginning. I always try to be better in the end than the beginning, but doesn't always work that way. And the last 10 laps, frankly, we were flying. So definitely nailed it.
Well, you make it 3 in a row. We head to, I believe, Fairbury next week for the penultimate round of the season, round number 9. again, you've obviously got got to keep that championship points in mind, as yourself and Evan C have really been dominant all season long. Blake, before we let you go, of course, and celebrate yet another victory here tonight, make it 3 in a row. We'll let you thank those people on this race car.
Yeah, of course. Just got to thank D1RT Racing, Sim Seats, ML Performance, Matt Logan. He does a lot for me as well. Folds Graphics, ShopFergie22.com, Bighorn Taxidermy, Ultimate Dirt TV. You and Jerry up here for your time tonight. I appreciate it. One hell of a night.
There we go. Blake Majulis makes it 3 in a row here at the virtual dirt track at Charlotte. Jerry, that'll do it for us. Victory Lane interviews are completed.
I tell you what, a night it's been here on another Super Sunday on Ultimate Dirt TV with the World of Thunder Esports Leagues, with the 2 rounds of Pro Late models, the modifieds, and then the supers. So Blake Majulis makes it 3 in a row. And once again, big thanks going out to Warrior Logistics, based out of Dallas, Texas, the veteran-owned and operated Warrior Logistics. They are looking for Class A CDL drivers. If you've got a Class A CDL and you want to work for a company that works for you, check them out online. Find them on Facebook. Check them out through ZipRecruiter. Apply. They're looking for drivers just like you to join their winning team. Speaking of winning team, Brett Wheeler and myself and the whole gang with Ultimate Dirt Racing, Ultimate Dirt TV, thank you for being on hand. So until next Sunday, have a safe trip home. Be good. God bless. And good night, everybody.